Oh, did I not know Keyshawn was finna come out talking? He gonna be on 15 networks. Because Keyshawn and Jon Gruden's relationship is well known. They don't like each other.
I didn't know that John would say things like that and put them in an email. He just always been a fraud to me. He just always been a fraud to me. Never from day one, he's been a used car salesman. And people bought it because he inherited a championship team built by Tony Dungy and Rich McKay. And he came in there with a little bit of different energy that we had with Tony. And it kind of kicked us over the top to get our world championship, which I am grateful for. But at the same time, I also saw through who he was through that journey of getting a championship. The year that, think about it, we won the championship and we're standing on the podium in the Super Bowl. And the general manager is trying to raise the trophy. And the head coach takes the trophy from him, basically says, give me this belongs to me. And like all of that, when you're paying attention, and then the next year, the general manager leaves in the middle of the season because he doesn't want to deal with all the shenanigans that was going on. Think about this though, Jay and Max. He leaves in the middle. Rich McKay left in the middle of the season to go take another job with another team because he didn't want to be around this guy.
And that has been echoed by many people since this has went down. Keyshawn is everywhere. Now, people are going to ask me, well, what do you think about this? So, and I just said, well, the way I see it is, and it's like this. I see it as a matter of people doing running interference. Um, People are super sensitive about something that was in 2011, which is 10 years ago. And people are outraged over something that happened 10 years ago. Now, if Jon Gruden said this thing 2 years ago or a year ago, it could have some fallacy to it. But because he said this way back in 2011, we have no context as to why he said what he said about these people. And because he said a player's lips were big, that was the racial insensitiveness of it. We didn't even realize the person he probably was talking probably had some big ass lips. That's just how it is. But because everybody is so super emotional and super sensitive, there's people out there that ain't even read the emails or haven't read even the text message or anything from it. Oh, he called Roger Goodell the F word. I'm like, I have no problem with that whatsoever. So it all depends on what you're comfortable with hearing, you know, and what you're used to hearing. And for me, that's it. I mean, that's it. That's all. Nothing in between. That is it. Cut and dry. Keyshawn Johnson didn't realize what he was doing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He couldn't get separation. And the kind of offense they were running on offense, Keyshawn was going mostly one-on-one, and he couldn't get by nobody. He had no speed. He was a possession receiver. But he was supposed to be the number one. They paid him to be the number one guy, so they put him in a position, but he just couldn't make and get there to the spot and couldn't beat those corners. And rather than admit we gonna have to change the scheme a little bit up for me. He went into the denial mode. Oh, I ain't lost nothing. I still got it, and I didn't do this and that, and he couldn't. He wasn't that guy. So it was only when he went to Dallas did he kind of resurrect his name, because the schemes they were running for him, they had other guys on that receiving core that they really needed to worry about. But Keyshawn was able to become a possession receiver, and he kind of settled into that role. He kind of got comfortable with saying, okay, this is what it is, and I just might as well accept it, because I'm not going to go any further than where I'm at right now. So I think that's what the reality set in, for the first time.
I didn't say anything. Stephen A. remember when I was deactivated from the team and essentially sent home for 6-7 weeks. Yeah. I didn't say anything. I said, "Hey, I'm happy. I won a Super Bowl. I had my time. It's time to move on." I didn't get into it. I let everybody else just say what they say. And then I finally said, "Man, this dude is a fraud. Y'all don't seem to understand. He's selling you on something and you're buying it. He's been doing that for years." And whether it was he's an excellent quarterback coach, whether he won the Super Bowl, which I'm grateful and thankful that he came in at a time and injected some energy into us so we can get over the hump that year and win the Super Bowl. But it's the talking behind people's back. Yeah. That was one of his traits in Tampa. Everything, Stephen A., I love you. I love you, Molly. You're great. But as soon as I go around the corner, I can't stand them, you know what's, and this, that, and the other. I got to get it. He was doing that a lot. And you know how assistant coaches are. Assistant coaches have to feed their families, so they're not going to say nothing. Right. But they'll tell you on the side, that's right, hey, dude, this dude here is a bad guy. Yeah. And I always try to tell people, man, that dude's a bad guy. Y'all don't seem to get it. Because he gets on television and he has the scowl on his face and everybody likes him because he won a championship. I take no personal feelings with me at all about Jon Gruden. The guy actually tried to get me to come back to play for him the first year I retired. Bruce Allen and him called me and my agent to try to get me to come back and play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to make another playoff run, and I decided to stay at ESPN instead. But I also understood who he was. Am I surprised that this sort of behavior would come out about Coach Gruden? I'm not surprised that he would talk about people in despairing views behind their backs. Not at all. Am I surprised that he used racial insensitive things? Am I surprised that he was acting homophobic situations, talking about the LGBT community? Am I surprised that he went after the vice president, went after the commissioner? No, I'm not surprised, but what I'm surprised about is some of the words that he used, because I never saw that side of him, Molly.
So that's what surprised him, was the type of words that he used. When people in their home, in their privacy or their whatever, when they out of the spotlight, they use words that you couldn't even fathom. Some of them people that you shake hands with, that you've done business with, who very quiet, might just say, hello, hey, how you doing? Thank you. When they go home about you, boy, they probably drop a bomb about you. You just don't know it. So the thing is, are you going to sit there and be a prisoner to what someone else thinks about you? Me? No, I could give a damn what someone thinks about me. That's the difference. When you get to that point, it's a lot of people that say they don't. But when you really get to that point, believe me, you don't give a damn. So Mm-mm-mm. I just got a crazy, crazy message here I'm seeing. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for listening to me. I'm out. One.